Hello everyone, welcome to the classroom. Today I am very annoyed at you nerds. Thank you for joining us as always. Usually I try and stay pretty positive on this channel. I think that it's better for everyone to discuss and even criticize the art that we love rather than constantly ranting about the art that we don't love. Plus, I strongly believe that hate watching rots your brain until you're a whiny balding man-child complaining about a movie about mermaids for little girls. If you are a regular watcher of me and you're upset that I don't always talk about whatever new nerd thing is coming out this week, well, that reason is twofold. Number one, they do not do well, and I would really like to make this my job someday, which, by the way, if you would like to help me with that, please like, comment, and if you haven't yet, subscribe and ring the bell. Number two, I just will not watch something that I am not interested in. Maybe someday, if this actually makes me money, I will. But while I'm doing this for free, I am only watching the shit that I want to watch. And with a surprise number three in my twofold reasoning is that I also watch a ton of stuff which is not in the nerd realm. I love musicals and sitcoms and adult animation and documentaries and horror and drama, and if I sacrificed watching all of that just to squeeze in the Book of Boba Fett, I would do things involving my skull and a firearm that the YouTube guidelines will not let me specify. But today I will not be catching up on nerd shit that I haven't watched. No, we will be talking about people whose opinions are worse than mine in every way. And if you were a part of the classroom, they're worse than yours too. I started this video with that little discussion on media consumption because I have a strong suspicion that nerds these days have gotten a severe case of brain worms, brought on by consuming media with absolutely no critical thinking skills. And folks, there is only one cure. A twink with absolutely some critical thinking skills making a 10 to 15 minute YouTube video on them. This will probably become a recurring series because wow, there are just too many stupid opinions out there to fit into one video. But let's just get started. First, I want to talk about the accusations of copying that are lobbied at damn near every mangaka that isn't Toriyama, Togashi, or Fujimoto. And the one who has caught the most flack lately is the mangaka of Naruto, Masashi Kishimoto. Now, it is no secret that I am not the biggest fan of the Naruto franchise. I do like it, and some characters I even love, but the series as a whole has never really clicked for me. But I will defend Kishimoto to my last breath when people come out of the woodwork saying that he's a hack, because that is just bullshit. A lot of people have noticed the similarities between Sasuke and Kurapika, with a little Hiei sprinkled in too. And sure, are Sasuke and Kurapika both vengeance-fueled boys on a quest to avenge their slaughtered people with a healthy dose of conjunctivitis? Sure. And is Sasuke's design and demeanor heavily based off of Hiei from Yu Yu Hakusho as well? Basically meaning that Sasuke is a mix of two different edgelords from Togashi pen manga? Yes. And that is okay. First off, Kishimoto has openly stated that Sasuke was heavily inspired by both of these characters, and second off, that's how creation works. All media is predicated on the media that came before it, a never-ending piggyback of giants, especially these days. More and more often, the media that we consume is directly about the consumption of other media. The Boys, which I don't think I've ever talked about, is an amazing show based off of a mediocre comic, and is very openly built on the back of Marvel and DC comics. So, why is The Boys not criticized for copying? Is it because the show is as subtle as getting beaten with a baseball bat? Yes. But in my opinion, which is right, it's only wrong to take inspiration from a creator, however heavy that inspiration is, if you deny it. Like, if George Lucas came out and said, "What? Samurai films? Flash Gordon? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just a silly little frogman with only original ideas." That would be bad. Although it would be very funny, and I really want him to do that. I mean, the same people that accuse Kishimoto of copying fucking suck off Araki for taking inspiration from other creatives in basically every element of JoJo's. So is it really fair to write off a mangaka for taking inspiration from another mangaka? Especially when shonen is like the most repetitive genre outside of porn books for middle-aged women. Shonen media is downright expected to adhere very closely to the tropes that have been laid out for it by other manga. If your shonen series doesn't have a power system, a villain group, and at least a few training arcs, you can pretty much just pack up your things and leave.
There's the door, bitch!
So that is our first symptom of idiot nerd brainworms cured. Now onto our next symptom. You guys do not understand animation. First, let's talk about Chainsaw Man. The manga was heavily praised for its incredibly inventive and imaginative power system, and its incredibly heartbreaking story. The anime, however, has had some controversy. There's a scary 3-letter acronym that's all over the anime. Is it IRS? No. Is it FBI? It probably should be. Is it BOB?
Bob, do something!
No. It's CGI. You see, Chainsaw Man is a man with chainsaws protruding from his skin, and therefore, he has to be CGI. You may be crying at your beat-up fucking 2005 Dell monitor saying that it can't be.
No. It's not true. That's impossible!
But guys, if the chainsaws are out, the actual fucking chain part has to be moving. And since the chains move with every frame, they just have to be CGI unless you literally want your favorite animators at your precious Mappa to die. They just have to be. And since a lot of people think that the C in CGI stands for cancer, they just straight up can't handle it. But I have a simple solution for those people. How about you try animating a chainsaw moving photorealistically? I bet you'll shut the fuck up real quick. Oh, and speaking of Mappa, shut the fuck up about Mappa already, please. Now don't worry, I'm not some sort of blind idiot. Mappa obviously makes some good shit. Like insanely good shit. However, anytime I see anyone talking about an anime that isn't animated by Mappa, some fucking mouth breather will always say, oh, well what if Mappa made it? And most of the time, that would be fucking bad. Most animation studios have different house styles. Due to Mappa's style of a more tonally serious series, they are amazing for making anime like Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man, and Attack on Titan. But anytime since like season 5 of My Hero Academia was airing and they had to switch directors, anytime the animation hasn't been literally perfect, I've heard some fucking idiot come out of the woodwork to say, oh, but what if Mappa... Yeah, what if Mappa did make My Hero? That would be fucking bad. My Hero Academia is a pretty lighthearted show most of the time, in both art style and in story tone. And that's not a bad thing. The only way that the tone of a series can be bad, in my opinion, is if it's inconsistent. So saying that a series should be animated by a studio which has a completely different tone to its art style is just silly. It's like saying, oh yeah, I mean I love Into the Spider-Verse, but what if it was directed by Stanley Kubrick? Do you see how that's fucking stupid? And this whole idea of Mappa being the end-all be-all of animation is gonna swing the other way, mark my words. Mappa has already been snatching up the rights to series quicker than they can make them. They're already animating like half of the series is coming out in 2023, it feels like. And the second one of them has a little shaky animation, all these fucking fanboys are gonna change their tune. Mark my words. And for our last nerd who needs to shut the fuck up, Lex Reviews. He is one of those TikTok content creators who posts their own tweet over their head and goes, let's see what opinion he has for us now. You're gonna love this one. Well everyone, that is the video for today. Thank you for joining us as always. Sorry this one was a little all over the place. That is part of the reason why I plan on making a part 2, because if you're in this community, I'm sure you know this, but there is no shortage of terrible nerd opinions out there, and I just hope that next time you get them from me. Thank you so much for joining us as always, y'all. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Bye. Hey everyone, Thank you so much for watching that video as always. I really wanted to talk about stupid nerd opinions. Because that shit just, like, bugs the hell out of me, because there are no shortage of bad opinions out there. I'd rather you get them from me than anyone else. I'm just trying to keep you safe. I'm the one who really cares about you. But anyways, the thing that I have to show off for my collection this week is a little different. It's not a new thing, it's a new way of arranging things. You might have noticed already if you're a regular fan of me, but my Full Metal Alchemist shelf has been replaced by a Junji Ito and one little Kazuo Umez there. Yeah, I got a new bookshelf recently, and my girlfriend was helping me, like, reorganize all of them because she's really great at that kind of stuff, and we both agreed that it would be better to have, like, kind of more of a varied, like, representation of anime and manga back here, because with Full Metal and Haikyuu and Chainsaw Man and My Hero and Vigilantes, it was just a little shonen-y, so it was fun to get some horror in here as well. But once again, thank you for joining us so much once again. As always, I'll see y'all next week.